Jesus freak here. You can kind of see my cat behind me. I know she's had a bit more of a presence in my videos lately, and I think part of it's the angle of my camera. Anyway, you might notice that in my videos I tend to focus a lot on the idea of soul winning, and it's probably ironic because I was raised a United Methodist. As much as the Methodists were born on soul winning, they've kind of settled into being the wishy-washy, lukewarm, middle-of-the-road, don't offend anyone church. And the other people that have raised me have generally been affiliated with Church Rome. But somehow I got into actual scriptural teachings, and not only, from reading the Bible, which of course meant reading the King James Version because that's what I had. Anyway, the ideas of, getting out there and spreading the word, and of, wearing your faith on your sleeve, not hiding it, seem to be problematic to my various parental figures. And as such, I never really, learned how to do that evangelism as I felt, I still feel that I should. But, it's hard when you're, first of all, untrained, and second of all, an extreme introvert. It's hard enough to make these videos for me. But I wanted to be the person out there, with a prominent cross necklace, going out there wearing Caruso shirts all the time. Trying to get people to ask me to share the word with them or whatever, and it never happened. Wasn't even able to get Caruso shirts until like last year or so. I did have, one of my classmates in school, she wore Caruso shirts all the time. And I always wanted Caruso shirts because, you could get out there and they had strong Christian messages on them. This is a Caruso shirt. I think it's even featured prominently on their website. So it's kind of like, it sticks in my craw because I want so much to do it myself and feel like I've constantly been limited by one factor or another. And honestly, I'm afraid. But there's two philosophies that really caused, they really got people saying, no, you shouldn't do that. The one is the idea of you do you. And the other is the idea that all roads lead to Rome, or in other words, all paths lead to God, or all religions are equally valid. And I said elsewhere, and I mean, I'm ripping this line off of Detective Conan. It's a Japanese cartoon that I watch, and I've been subtitling for years in various roles. There's always only one truth. And there's a saying, there's a lie make it halfway around the world while the truth's still pulling up its pants. It's why we need to fight for the truth. It's because we're not really getting out there and pushing, and and we're not passing it on, to our family, our friends, more importantly our children, that other false religions and false versions of Christianity are being passed around, and they're winning the war. This is how the devil's making his inroads. He's using apathy, the fact that we just don't care anymore. He's using neophilia, the desire for things that are new and different. Heterophobia, the fear of okay, that wasn't the right word. But, we have this fear of and dislike of what's the same and what's maybe orthophobia, fear of what's correct would be the right word to use. There's not enough importance placed on the fact that we need to spread the word and we need to keep spreading it. Every time we slack off, the devil's able to make inroads. That's how Islam's become so popular that at one point, I don't know if it's still true, Muhammad was the #1 name for boys in the UK. Now it's number 10 in the US. Because when we're not actively combating these lies, we're letting them grow like weeds. Now, I don't really know anyone in my immediate area that I can really talk to that would really jive with most of what I'm trying to say. The closest I could probably say is, Pastor Brett's in Buffalo. I'm in Niagara Falls. And we do have a lot of similar opinions on things. To the point that I've sometimes had a negative impact when I differed with him, because I guess people associated me too tightly with him, because, oh, half the time you see him around, I'm somewhere behind him commenting on all his videos and stuff. I mean, the only reason that happened is because he was looking for Bibles. I happen to have Bibles, and I was close enough that, heck, if I wanted to, I probably could have just gone out and met him myself. But he decided to come out and meet me. And, we've been hanging out every so often ever since. And I mean, that's something. Once in a while, we even go out and we've talked to people and shared the word. I'll be the first to admit I'm terrible at it. And it's probably ironic, as I'm effectively what they call a PK. I was raised mostly by my uncle for a few years. He was actually, at the time he was still studying. Eventually he became a pastor of a local church. So it's kind of ironic that, I'm terrible at that kind of stuff. And I ain't exactly young either. Next month's going to be a pretty big milestone for me. I'm turning 40. Yeah, I know I don't look it. And maybe when I don't shave, I start looking at it. I'm not young. I look it, but I ain't. And I admit, I get a lot of flack for what I believe. I'm willing to stand behind what I believe. If I feel that it's right, then, but I feel like I'm fighting an uphill battle by myself. And the best and only real practical pulpit I have, so to speak, is here on YouTube. I don't know. Half the stuff I do, I feel like I'm, trying to take on the world all by myself. But I'm too much of an introvert, and I can't bring myself to ask for help. So I just wind up dealing with it. Just getting overwhelmed. Just had to, I guess, explain a few things so that some of my videos make a bit more sense, I guess. Jesus freak out.